What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Talk of the Tundra, your Green Bay Packers podcast, the proud partner of the Eurostep Podcast Network and the Blue Wire family. As always, I am your host, Numac, coming to you live with another depressing Packers podcast. And joining me, as always, is my lovely co-host, Jordan Tresky. Jordan, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, doing well. I've accepted this Packers fate.
Yeah, I think that's the most we can do at this point because it is not going well.
No,
That is
not
for
at
sure.
all.
Packers lose 24-10 to the Minnesota Vikings in what was, for all intents and purposes, a very ugly game. Very ugly game from honestly like both sides for most of the game. The Vikings had pretty solid stretches of times they looked pretty competent, but then sometimes the wheels would just fall off on it. But for the most part, not a fun game to watch as a Packers fan for the most part.
Yeah. Um, the what is every every time someone says what is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again? That is the Packers season. The game, it's the same damn thing over and over again. And I think at this point, personally speaking, this is definitely the first week where I expected nothing to go right, and it didn't.
Yeah,
The fact that this was, if you want to call it a game within reach, I think under any other normal pretenses, or if this is a more competent football team, we would probably be saying, hey, they had some missed chances, especially late in the game. But like, you just can't trust what we have seen from this team so far. This is all the issues surrounding this team are rooted in bigger issues that go beyond just lack of execution, poor game planning. It's just it is everything that we feared for with this Packers season, and it's coming to light in seeing them lose four straight games and in largely the same way over and over again.
yeah, exactly. Like I think the biggest part of that is just starting slow, right? We like it's the title of the pod is that the Packers' slow start hampered the offense again. The defense played well. 24 points is not like this super high number that it shouldn't be overcome by a good offense, but they just can't seem to do anything in offense, anything this year. I saw during the broadcast that they had the fewest points scored in the second quarter in the entire NFL, and it tracks. They just don't look
Yeah.
good, and wouldn't be surprised if the first quarter numbers are pretty low too. They just they just can't do anything to get off to a hot start, even when they get the ball first. Like I think this is the first time they got the ball first, and since I think like the Falcons game, it seems like it at least because the defense always starts pretty quick or pretty good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they went 3-0 on
Yeah.
that first drive. So I think they went 3-0 a few times. I think had three straight 3-0s to start the game. So when you're running 9 plays in what is essentially a whole quarter, you're just not gonna have success.
No, their first down came at the 4:15 mark in the second quarter,
That's
and
crazy.
that entire drive they had, I believe it was five, and it led to a 30-yard field goal because lack of execution, getting down to shorter field situations. They missed pretty much on all of it. They're the only touchdown the Packers scored today was made possible by it being fourth down and just miss bad play calls. Like I where it's not that I'm at a loss of words. It does get frustrating just having to say the same things over and over again with this team because nothing changes with what's gone wrong with them. And I went into this game with knowing that, Vikings defense is not like this powerhouse by any means, but we knew that there's ways that there's at least a formula for them to make this a competitive game. And despite it being a two-score game in the end, it wasn't really all that competitive. It truly wasn't. And I think for me, seeing the first half yet again, I thought maybe the change of scenery, playing at home the first time in a month would have changed things. That didn't. um, having a full complement of healthy players or healthy enough to play players on both sides of the ball would help this team. That did not. So at a certain point, you just have to be like, you throw up your hands and just say, this is just a bad football team. And it's not that we haven't been saying that for the last 7 weeks. It's that we've had other things get in the way of just saying, this team is bad. And now we can finally say, this team is bad for this reason, for that reason, for this reason, for that. And it's kind of refreshing that we can finally say that. And maybe that they're going to win a game or two, but nothing in the larger broad strokes of the season. Nothing is really going to change.
Oh God, no, no. I'm pretty sure that they're just cooked. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty plain and simple. To put it into context, I've got a tweet here, and it's going to be all blown up and whatnot. But I apologize. But I think pretty simply, this says it all. Andy Herman, final score: Packers penalties 11, Packers 10. Like that's all it is. That this is the game. Because when you look at it, they're such an undisciplined team. They are
Yeah.
they didn't even like start well off this game, Jordan. They started off with like I'm pretty sure it was a false start on Rasheed Walker or a hold on Rasheed Walker. They had so many penalties in this game to where it just wasn't feasible for them to do anything of substance. It was literally 2 steps forward, 15 steps back every drive.
I had the play-by-play to reinforce what you're saying. 3rd and 1, ineligible receiver downfield, which was called on Rasheed Walker, makes it a 3rd and 6. Romeo Dobbs catches that ball that would have made it a first down. So then it goes to third
the
and six.
the 20-yard like off your back foot miracle throw that he made that could have
Yes.
really jump started this offense.
3rd and 6. Vikings linebacker Jordan Hicks jumps offside to make it 3rd and 1. Hey, we got a break. 3rd and 1. AJ Dillon is stuffed right up the middle at the line of scrimmage. The blocker who was supposed to block Harrison Phillips, who made some good plays today, Josh Myers, completely whipped. They double teamed. I don't even know who they double teamed. It was him and John Running Jr. And I'm just seeing, well, by process of elimination, Zach Thomas blocking no one.
Yeah.
Someone missed someone in the middle of the line of scrimmage. That was just like, oh, here we go. Like they I think what's frustrating about this team is that on defense, yes, they had a lot of penalties today. Like Jonathan Owens can't tackle without just trying to blindside someone,
Yeah.
pretty much.
He did it on the Jordan Addison touchdown too.
Yep. Um, and there's the occasional DPIs, or there was a couple roughing or passer plays. Again, just speaks to lack of discipline. But what frustrates the hell out of me is that a lot of these plays, these backbreaker plays that happen, it's on offense. It's not always on, but usually on third and shorts that make it third and mediums or third and longs. And that to me is like, how can you keep shooting yourself in the foot and manage to keep walking? You know what I mean? Like that's what's crazy to me is that this is just like it's not that they're inventing new ways to like to just kill drives or just relinquish any or good string of plays that they generate. It's
Mm-hmm.
that they just do the same. They go back to the playbook of just like, yeah, we're just gonna do it. And like I don't know. I'm gonna lose my train of thought and ramble into other directions. But like that to me is just like I that is what's really frustrating to see week to week of just these lack of discipline or this lack of discipline just keep constantly resurfacing over and over again. And we expect, hey, maybe this is the week that everything clicks.
Yeah, and it's just not good. Like they tried
Yeah.
to do something where they can have any sort of consistency or any sort of just momentum, and it's always getting hampered by penalties. And um, Bunny Poker in the chat said it like yesterday, or in the chat said it last week. They had an ineligible receiver twice downfield last week,
Yes.
and they just can't keep getting out of their own way. It begs the question as to what in the world the coaching staff is doing during practice week to week, because it's clearly not fundamentals. It's clearly
Yep.
not like coaching discipline. I know that I think it was that play was an RPO that just didn't shake out right. Like I think that was mainly the the reason that play was so disjointed on that second third and or on that first third and one. And Jordan Love made something out of nothing, but has comes back on a play like that. So maybe Rasheed Walker is taking away some of the grief for trying to block downfield on what was supposed to be a run play, maybe. But then there's 10 other penalties in this game that just killed him. That just
Yep.
killed him. Like you talked about the Jonathan Owens unsportsmanlike conduct that was on the Jordan Addison then drop. You said it in the Discord chat. Spoiler, people, join the Discord. GSPN.info. You said it there. It's like, was challenging that Jordan Addison catch a waste of time? And then it was a 26-yard catch, at which point they had two 15-yard penalties, back-to-back plays. The play including the challengeable play, and then the next play.
Yep.
Whereas then, okay, you gave him 4 extra yards. Thankfully, you challenged that he dropped it play. And it's yeah, that's the defense part of it, but yeah, it's just so many penalties on offense that are just killing them and stalling drives. Like you said it, they didn't get their first down until deep into the second quarter. They just
Yep.
can't start fast enough, and I don't know what we have to say anymore to make it untrue because it's been the theme for the last 4 weeks in all their losses. They don't have a bye week anymore to fix this stuff. You know,
That didn't help last week.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
It's totally out of the control of having things being able to be fixed by the bye, and so it's just at this point it's tough to swallow because we really thought this team would be better than they were coming into the year. Like maybe they have some sort of optimism regarding regarding Jordan Love's like future play and how he develops. Aaron Jones is back. Maybe he can help him actually develop like just a bunch of these things, right? That we're sort of optimistic about. And then from there, it is not none of it's panned out. And I'm not even gonna say it's the Aaron Jones of it all because at the end of the day, receivers have to catch passes, and they haven't been catching passes. There are so many plays today where it hits the receivers right in the freaking hands,
yeah.
and it just couldn't be hauled in, and that's the issue, right? Is that in the late in the fourth quarter, Dontavion Wicks when they're driving is runs a crossing route over the middle, hits him right in the hands, drops it. Like that's tough. You have to catch that ball for the first down and try and get a score. The next drive after the turnover, Christian Watson deep hits him in the hands. He's triple covered. It hits him in the hands. He has to catch it, and that's obviously way late in the game. But I don't know. It's just a lot of it is just wanting to pull your hair out type of mistakes on either mental mistakes on penalties or just sheer incapability of playing football, dropping passes, and or running the wrong routes.